Welcome and thank you for joining us today from wherever you may be. I am Becky Weiniger with Kirkwood Community College Corporate Training. I work with businesses like your own, helping to set up and implement apprenticeships and earn and learn programs to help grow talent for their workforce needs. I'm excited today to share a group that we have here at Kirkwood Community College. They work with the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, or as we call it, WIOA, and they have some important information to share. So let me start by introducing our speakers today. Selinya Carew is a career consultant with Kirkwood Community College. Selinya has a wealth of experience in a variety of roles, including 3 years of progressive leadership responsibility at the 6th Judicial District, 4 years experience at a nonprofit setting with Four Oaks and Jane Boyd, 5 years of business management with Boost Mobile Communications, 9 years of accounting experience and 3 years of international accounting with Rockwell Collins at Toulouse, France, and the United Kingdom. She is fluent in 4 languages, English, Carew, Mende, and Temini. We also have Gina Walsh, who is a career planner with the Kirkwood Skills to Employment Department at Iowa Works. She has worked for Kirkwood for 20 years and has a wealth of knowledge and experience in workforce development and training. A lifelong resident of Cedar Rapids, Gina graduated from Mount Mercy with a degree in social work. Working with young adults ages 16 to 24 years old, Gina enjoys being able to help young people achieve their goals. In this webinar, employers will hear about the paid experiential learning opportunities offered through Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, WIOA. Employers will learn about the processes and benefits of partnering with WIOA to hire and retain skilled workers through work experiences, internships, and on-the-job training. We are so lucky to have with us today, Gina and Selinya. Gina, take it away.
Thank you, Becky. Yes, we are excited to share with you about the experiential learning opportunities available to all employers through the various Workforce Innovation Opportunity Grant programs. We will provide you with a clear understanding of how we can partner with you to not only assist individuals with skill and job development, but also how we can help with your workforce needs. As Becky said, my name is Gina Walsh, and I am a career planner with the Creating Futures WIOA Youth Program.
And my name is Selinya Carew, Workforce Career Consultant. At the bottom of our screen, you'll see the 7 counties that we currently serve. Welcome. Today, we will talk about WIOA program, review the overview and our goals. We will also dive into the 3 different experiential learning opportunities that we offer, and then highlight the benefits of partnership with employers.
The Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA, is a federal program that was signed into law in 2014. It is designed to help job seekers access employment, education, training, and support services to succeed in the labor market. In addition, WIOA aims to match employers with the skilled workers they need to compete in the global economy. Individuals must qualify for enrollment into WIOA within one of the 3 categories: the Youth and Young Adult Program, the Low Income Adult Program, and the Dislocated Worker Program. Once enrolled in one of the programs, participants can receive guidance and support to accomplish their training and employment goals. One of the activities available to participants that helps them ultimately reach their goal is experiential learning. There are 3 types of experiential learning opportunities. Participants do not need to complete all 3 and can start at any level depending on their skills and background. The work experience allows participants with little or no work history to develop essential work skills. They can be placed at a for-profit or nonprofit work site where Kirkwood is the employer of record. Kirkwood funds all of their wages and covers the workman's compensation, insurance, and the employer provides the supervision. The internship is very similar to the work experience in that Kirkwood is also the employer of record. However, with internships, the employer can also help with the development of industry-specific skills. The employer gains an additional worker while the individual gets to explore their career interests and develop their skills in a specific industry. With both the work experience and the internships, WIOA participants do not take the place of an employee, but rather is another set of hands that often help with special projects. The third experiential learning opportunity is on-the-job training. With this activity, our participant or your candidate is hired on by you, the employer. Prior to your employee starting their first day of work, we will sit down with you to determine what training you need to provide and how long this will take by creating a learning agreement. WIOA can reimburse the employer for up to 50% of the employee's wages during the training period.
For all three learning experiential opportunities, the employer is empowered with pre-screening participants prior to onboarding. Employer gets to meet the participants, assess and interview the participants. Employer makes the decision on whether the participant is a good fit for their work culture.
For work experiences and internships, the employer will complete a short application that includes some basic information and a job description. They will interview with the potential candidate, provide the supervision needed, and maintain any necessary paperwork. In return, we prepare candidates for success in the workplace, connect them to employers, provide coaching and support throughout the experience, and assist employers with any concerns that may arise throughout this opportunity. With on-the-job training, employers will interview their job candidates. Those who are already enrolled in WIOA will have a letter explaining their eligibility. Those who are not already enrolled can be referred to WIOA to determine their eligibility. A career consultant or planner will enroll eligible individuals, coordinate a training plan with you to approve wage reimbursement, and be available to answer any questions as they come up. Employers designate a current employee to serve as the participant supervisor to facilitate training and submit needed paperwork for wage reimbursement.
Let us navigate from the left to the right. We will start from the top row and end on the second row. WIOA subsidizes the wage for work experience and internship. It must be highlighted that WIOA reimburses 50% of wages paid to a participant during a 6-month on-the-job training experience. For example, an on-the-job training participant is hired at $16 an hour. They work a 40-hour work week. And within the 6-month period, the employer is able to be reimbursed $7,000 per participant. On the topic of supporting employers' initiatives with professional development goals, LinkedIn survey states 58% of staff who supervised on-the-job training participants shared their testimonials of feeling valued and invested. They see a long-term future in their organizations. Earn while you learn is always a win-win situation. How can employers partner with WIOA? There are 3 strategic opportunities. The first opportunity, a participant of WIOA will provide a recommendation eligibility letter at an interview. The second opportunity, an employer can take the leadership of referring new hires to WIOA Career Planner for eligibility assessment prior to start date. WIOA Career Planner can also recommend qualified candidates for work experience opportunities. From an operational perspective, employers are invested in reducing turnovers, reducing the cost of hiring and training with the goal of increasing employee retention. Partnership with WIOA provides supportive components that reduces employers' hiring risk, which supports their investments in employment retention. Another win-win situation. From a marketing perspective, employers and companies are able to promote their various industries with a cost-free incentive of work, learn, and earn. Hosting work experiences, internships, and on-the-job training. Most importantly, partnership with WIOA creates a pipeline to recruit talented, skilled participants, allowing opportunity for transition from work experience, internship, to fulfilling a need and demand in a vacant position within a company. Partnership with WIOA exceeds just providing career planning and career coaching. It also provides additional support with subsidizing costs for upskilling and trainings and certifications. WIOA is invested and committed to employers. Gina will share and show how this partnership has worked in the past and how it could work for you. Your success is our success.
Yes, a great example that I would love to share with you today is about a participant that I was working with who is interested in getting her CNA and working within the healthcare industry. She didn't have any hands-on experience working within healthcare, and so we wanted to give her an opportunity to explore this career prior to her CNA classes started. I was able to place her at an internship at a care center where she did non-CNA work, kind of like an environmental aide, and she helped a lot with cleaning, restocking the rooms, and interacting with the residents. While she was there, she was able to solidify her decision to get her CNA. However, we did have some road bumps along the way where she struggled to meet some of the expectations of the work site. And so we were able to sit down, herself and myself with her supervisor, and work through what those road bumps were and provide her support so that she could grow in her skills and meet those expectations. She received support and follow-up and was able to continue on her internship. In addition, she completed her CNA training, and then because she found that she was a good fit for the care center did go on and hire her as a CNA to work there. So that was a good example of kind of how we work together to help individuals be successful.
Thank you once again for your interest in experiential learning opportunities. Gina and I welcome your partnership. Please feel free to reach us to discuss next steps. We look forward to hearing from you. Remember, your success is our success.
Thank you, Gina and Selinya. That was fantastic. So much information that you shared. I know I've got a few questions that have popped up along our discussion today. So we know that this program not only offers benefits to employers, but also to workers. So if an employer would like to refer someone to your services, when is the best time to do that?
They should definitely do that before the person starts working there. Just as a reminder, with on-the-job training, we need to create that learning agreement plan prior to the person's start date. With the work experience and the internship, we are actually the employer of record. And so if they are already working there at the business, they wouldn't qualify to do that experience at that work site. So definitely before they start working.
Sure. You maybe touched on it earlier, but does the employer get a chance to pre-screen the candidate?
Great question, Becky. Absolutely. The employer is empowered with the opportunity of meeting the candidates, assessing the skill sets of the candidates, interviewing the candidates to make sure those candidates will be a great fit for their work culture.
Fantastic. That's so important that employers get that opportunity to pre-screen. So that's fantastic. How long are the different learning experiences?
Yes, the work experience is up to 520 hours or 26 weeks, and the internship is up to 500 hours. With those two activities, the individual could work full-time or part-time depending on the worksite needs and the individual's schedule availability. With on-the-job training, that really depends on the employer, because the worksite would be the employer of record, but we can reimburse wages for a training period of up to 6 months.
Wow, that's some really good amount of time for employers to get a good feel for everything, as well as receive, the additional help from WIOA. That's fantastic. What happens, sometimes we get this question with apprenticeship, but what happens if a candidate is not a good fit?
If a candidate is not a good fit, we completely understand. We will meet with the employer, we will meet with the candidate, and we will separate their relationships. But as we look at the big picture, we're hoping if the employer and the employee are not working well together and they want to sever ties, we'll meet with them to assist with that process. But in the long run, we're looking at the opportunity of reducing the operational cost of hiring by supporting the onboarding process of new hires, hopefully reducing the risks of the employers, as well as promoting the retentions of the employees.
I know that, I know that it was kind of talked about before, but it sounds like there's coaching opportunities that can potentially help if in fact there's challenges with a candidate not being a good fit.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if the work experience or the internship, on the other hand, goes really well, can the employer hire that individual?
Yes, that is the ultimate goal, is that they get hired on. With on-the-job training, the employer has already hired that individual, but with the work experience and the internship, they most definitely can hire that person on. Those activities are also designed to where they could be seen as kind of a stair step. So a person could start at a work site as with a work experience and then progress in their skill development and move into an internship where they are going to learn additional skills and have additional responsibilities. And then from there could even move into an on-the-job training if the employer wants to hire them and they need additional training beyond what they were doing as the intern. So they can start at any phase within those three categories and move up.
Excellent. Wow, this is such a great program. I'm so excited for employers to hear about it because I do think that this is going to open up opportunities for businesses to hire and bring on individuals who maybe don't have the skills today, but can learn the skills and come up with a program to get the certifications necessary for the company. Thank you guys so much for your time. Gosh, it's been a pleasure having you guys share all of this information. For the businesses watching today, if you have an account manager or a contact at Corporate Training, feel free to reach out to them about this video, and we will definitely be happy to connect you with Selinya or Gina to help look at how this could be a fit for your business. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Gina and Selinya, thank you so much.